What's up everybody, Brian with thetastate.agency. I'm back here at Newport Float. Today I wanted to create another video for you guys and give you 3 uncommon tips that I have for the first time float client. If it is your first time or if you remember your first time, you probably know that there's a waiver you gotta sign, there's some payment that's involved, they gotta run you through all the process. It takes a little while to get all this information out. It can be kind of an overload, and then we typically don't have time to do things like this and maximize your experience. So, without further ado, 3 tips to help your first time. Number 1, don't feel like you have to stay in the whole time. You can get out whenever you want, no big deal. Sometimes you just know when it's over. Furthermore, you don't lose anything by getting out of the tank and back in. So I actually do this kind of frequently. I call it a shower reset. And so what happens is I might be floating, I'm in there, and I'm kind of restless or impatient. So I'll get out, I'll jump in the shower, start rinsing off, and the gravity makes me feel heavy again. Reintroducing my body to gravity makes me feel heavy again. Kind of, saps me of the energy that I thought I had, relaxes me again. And then pretty quickly I'm ready to jump right back in the float tank. And I'll always pick up right where I left off. So the second tip I have for people is just remember that there's no wrong way to float. Whatever feels good to you, that's the right way. So if your tank has lights and you want to leave them on, leave them on. If your tank has music and you want to float with music, leave it on. No big deal. Although floating is designed to be done in the dark and in total silence, that doesn't mean you have to do it. And again, it's your time, it's your float. Do whatever makes you feel good, No wrong answers here, just have a good time. Personally, I like to float in the dark with my eyes open. I find that it relaxes my face. If my eyes are open, then my face muscles relax, my jaw starts to feel heavy, pushes back this way a little bit, which relaxes my neck, which gets to my shoulders, and it's kind of this cascading effect that happens. But it also starts a mental process, because I feel like with my eyes open, my brain is more inclined to entertain itself. And that's when I kind of see the cool splashes of color, or maybe even have a weird lucid dream, things like that. Again, personal preference. I think it's a bit counterintuitive, so I wanted to put that out there. 3, don't try to float, all right? You're gonna float, no big deal. There's 1,000 pounds of salt in there, which makes it about twice as buoyant as the Dead Sea, and you will float effortlessly. Instead, what I like to do is tell people to imagine themselves sinking, all right? Imagine yourself sinking into the water. It's a great self-hypnosis technique, okay? The imagery of sinking into the water is gonna relax you, it's gonna slow your mind down a little bit, give you something to dwell on maybe if your mind's going crazy. But furthermore, it's going to relax you physically, and you're gonna find that you sink into the water more, and eventually you learn to trust the water to hold you up, which is an integral part of the experience. Again, if you don't trust the water, you're probably gonna be flexing something, trying to float, and it's completely unnecessary. If you guys have any questions about floating or float tanks, I want to turn as many people onto floating as possible so that you guys can see what the float tank can do for you. And if you have any questions, just reach out, I guess is the point here. At thereal.tsa on Instagram, www.thetastate.agency if you want to hit me up directly. And thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more float tank content.